Greetings, every peoples! Your cult of personality here, Toon Critics name, Toon's name of my game. Welcome back to the Sketchpad, my little interview series where I interview voice actors, artists, animators, pretty much anybody that'll say yes to me at this point. I am very honored here today because this guy right here is a part of a lot of people's childhoods. If you were around the Newgrounds era, when it was all cool and stuff. You may know him from a few voices, such as Super Freakin Parody Rangers, Sonic Nazo Unleashed, and most notably, recently I would say, is Dust and Elysian Tale. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Edwin Tong, aka Omahdon.
Hi, this is Omahdon. Hello. This is how I really sound. This is my natural talking voice. I just put on my sexy voice for my voice acting. No, this is Hi, this is Omahdon, aka Edwin Tiong. Hey there. Hi.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Did I get it right, or did I get it wrong, or?
Wrong. But we'll fix it in post. Or
Yeah.
maybe we won't fix it in post. Maybe we'll just roll with it. It's Edwin Tiong.
Tiong. Okay, gotcha.
Tiong.
All right,
Yes.
no worries. This normally happens. We do it live. Anyways, so for those that don't exactly know who you are, other than what I just said, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Like I said, my name's Edward Young. I do voice acting. I've done a lot of voice acting. I've been doing voice acting kind of pretty consistently since 2000 or so. I've just been on a whole bunch of stuff. My first big break was for Newgrounds stuff, I guess. I think it was like the Black Mage from 8-Bit Theater. That was my
Mm,
first big role. Then it was Legend and Dom from Shin, and then it kind of snowballed from there. Lots of Newgrounds stuff from that point onwards. Um, then there was the, like you mentioned before, Fuse from Dust and Legion Tale. And also before that, well, that was my own produced series for VG Cat's Adaptation with No Name series, which was a comic dub series I did for a while from 2009 onwards, which actually caught the eye of the creator, Scott Ramsomere. And I've somehow become the official voice for Leo, which is pretty cool. Leo being the blue cat and Eris being the pink cat from the VG Cat series. So yeah, I do voice acting, I do mixing, I've done a whole bunch of comic dubs, I've mixed people's demos, I'm also in the middle of doing script writing, which is what I'm doing for Freedom Planet 2, which is coming out
nice.
next year, I believe. Yes. It was supposed to be this year, but Steve has decided, Steve Doduro, the creator of Freedom Planet, has decided to push back the release date so he can work on it some more. And it's shaping up to be pretty cool. Pretty cool, yeah.
I have not gotten a chance to play Freedom Planet yet, but I believe you are the magistrate, I believe?
I am the voice of the Magister who does a lot of narration and will continue to do even more narration in Freedom Planet 2. Well, hopefully not too much narration because the main criticism for the original Freedom Planet was that the cutscenes were too long.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, now they're even longer in Freedom Planet 2, I think. But hopefully they'll be as entertaining, or they'll be split up more often, or people will be interested in the story. One of those, or all of those at the same time. That would be good if that was the case. Yeah.
So you said that you started getting to voice acting around like the early 2000s. So was voice acting something you had planned on doing as a career, or did you have any other plans?
Well, I uh this let's start with the origin story. All the way back on news groups. That's right. I don't know if people know what that is these days. I barely know what it is these days.
I
Alt.
don't.
Games Final slash Fantasy. That was a news group way back in the day. There was a lot of Final Fantasy fans in there. I just become a newly minted Final Fantasy fan thanks to Final Fantasy VI. And there was a auditions for Final Fantasy VIII. The like a the like It's not really a video production. We didn't really do any dubs of video gameplay of Final Fantasy VIII, but we did like several sound clips. And I think the idea was taking still images from the game Final Fantasy VIII and then just putting voiceover to it. I was the voice of Cypher in that,
Hmm.
and that was pretty much how I began the whole voice acting thing. It was more or less just like, oh, this seems fun, I'll do it. And from there, I found like a voice acting board, which was mostly Sailor Moon dubs back in the day, Sailor Moon fan dubs back in the day, because Sailor Moon was a thing. Also, Revolutionary Princess Utena. Also, Magic Knights Raiders. A lot of magical girl shows. A lot of magical girl shows were really popular for dubbing back then, and some original radio play or radio drama stuff. And then it was just like, well, I'm doing this. I might as well keep doing this. And now it's 2017, and I guess I'm still doing this. So, yeah, not really a career, but just something I just happened to be doing and just kept up with it all this time.
It's always interesting to hear people's different stories on it, because I hear some that said, "Oh, this is just a hobby, now it's turned into this," or it's more, "I really wanted to get into the acting business, and now I'm here." So it's always interesting to see like all these different stories come together, because you never exactly hear the same story twice.
Yeah, everybody gets into this business and well, this hobby, this business, this whatever you want to call it, this calling, uh, this art style, artist pursuit. However, yeah, everybody stumbles into this their own way.
Hmm. So let's I think travel back a little bit. What were your fondest memories on the Newgrounds Flash animation scene? Like, what particular roles stood out and which ones didn't?
Well, for the ones that didn't, I probably can't say anything about them because they didn't. So, they just faded from my mind. I guess there's just I've done so much did so much stuff on Newgrounds that some things kind of just slip from my mind. But some of the stuff that I do remember is like Black Mage from 8-Bit Theater. I was the second voice from the fourth episode onwards, I believe. And I mentioned previously Legend and Dom in Shin, and you mentioned Nazo and Sonic Nazo Unleashed. Uh, Parody Rangers, Super Freakin Parody Rangers. Well, Willie and Billiam, you mentioned that as well. Some other stuff which I can think of. I think uh, there's this particular subset of people who remember me as Dan McNeely from the Trapped series, and that's
A very small amount of people, just that, like, you can count on one hand that many people.
oh yeah, just a small amount of people. Um, but oh, what else? Joe from Guinea Something Good, the official voice of Joe for Guinea Something Good, which is I play a guinea pig. I mean, who would say no to that? That's super fun. And some more obscure stuff like Pliskin from Legacy of Pliskin trilogy, which was an adventure game series on done in Flash, which was my first time doing an adventure game protagonist, and I was like, yes, this is great. I've always wanted to do this, and that's why I will always try and seek out opportunities in adventure games to voice act in them because I love adventure games. I love them so much. Actually, that's why I probably did Dan McNeely because it was kind of like the adventure games I would play, only it was from a Mist's perspective, so not quite the same thing. Not quite the same thing. Other things, Kim Jong Krill from Ace Pilot, where I got my own theme song, which is always great. Legend got his own theme song as well, but it's just always great when you get to play a character who has their own theme song, so you can play it and be a absolute narcissist. Um,
Helps you get better into
and
character.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Tiki from the Oddball series, that one I don't think has really gained traction because the creator has gone on to do other things. But that's always been I've always been fond of that series, and gosh, so much more. STFU and Rodney from Wonders of the Universe. That's one of my favorite things I've ever done, and not too many people know about that. It's produced by ToonWorks, whose members include Casey McDonald, Mark Schneider, and Joseph Blanchett, who you might know better as Legendary Frog, who is also another Newgrounds alumni. Yeah, Legendary Frog. I'm pretty sure if you were
Hmm.
around for Newgrounds, you would know that name. You would
Oh
know
yeah.
that name. But yeah.
I was heavily rooted in Newgrounds. I think it was really one of the only few sites that my school did not block. So it's actually kind of funny because Newgrounds is how I kind of got into voice acting because I studied like different voices. I mimicked them a lot. I sort of just carried on from there. One particular series that I did copy a lot of, this actually transitions quite nicely, it was Super Freakin Parody Rangers. And I was wondering, could you tell us more about it? Like, what was it like being a part of the series?
It was fun. That's about all I can really say about it. I mean, I worked with Kerber Chris Niosi before on various things like TTA, TV Tome Adventures. Yeah, is it? Yeah, TV Tome Adventures and an Earthbound parody, which got me the gig because I played Jeff in that. And I had absolutely no idea it was going to turn into a series and a movie. That was it was just like, oh, all right, I can do this. This seems fun, and it just kind of snowballed from there. Funny story is that the I've forgotten the name of the characters. Willie and Billiam. God, I am old. Uh, Chris initially didn't specify what he wanted for the voice of Willie. So I basically just went in and I just read the lines and go, you know what? I think I'll play him a little bit like this because for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And Chris said, no, 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 no. Let's uh definitely I'll keep that voice in mind, but I want it more like what you did for Jeff for the Earthbound parody. So I went back to Jeff. But then he decided, like, in the second episode of the Parody Rangers series, he decided that we're just gonna get rid of Billy, and I'm gonna create Billiam, and you can use the voice you used for your original. So it's like, oh yeah, so that's how Billiam was created. I created Billiam. Well, Chris created Billiam, but I influenced Chris to create Billiam. So that's how Billiam came to life in all his gay glory. Ooh, I smell biscuits.
On a side note, I have to ask: were you aware of like Power Rangers? Did you know like anything about it beforehand?
I don't know what Power Rangers is. I have
Okay.
absolutely no idea what it is. What is Power Rangers? That's like it's like Voltron, right? It's like Voltron or Transformers. Those are the same thing. Voltron and Transformers, they're the same thing. I know this.
Yes,
Yes.
that is
Yes.
exactly right, and I don't know why people don't accept that.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. I wanted to actually throw this in the bonus question since we're still talking about Newgrounds. Can you tell us more about Sonic Nazo Unleashed?
I can't say anything about Sonic Nazo Unleashed because I'm under an NDA. No, that's not true. But yeah, Sonic Nazo Unleashed, like wow, that really became popular. And I knew it was like really cool. Uh I don't remember how I got into it. I might have auditioned. Or maybe Aaron was just looking for voice actors for the voice of Nazo because everything else was taken from voice clips of the game, but Nazo actually had to have recorded lines. So yeah, I don't remember how I got into Nazo, got cast as Nazo, and then like here I am 10 plus years later and I'm doing Sonic Nazo Unleashed 2. It's not called a Sonic and Nazo Unleashed 2. I don't what is it actually called?
Wrath
I don't
of,
remember.
Return of, Revenge of,
Wrath,
something.
Revenge. Yeah, one of those. Attack of the Nazo. And that's going really well. I've just recorded lines for episode two of that, or part
Ooh.
two of that. I'm not sure if it's going to call it episode one, two, and three, or parts one, two, and three, since they're just meant to be three parts of a whole. But super fun. I've only seen the animatics, but they look marvelous. And given Aaron's Aaron Cordery, otherwise known as Chakra X, given his animation skill at this point, it's going to look pretty amazing. I feel. I mean, he's already released clips from the first episode itself, and like a full like 2 minute, 3 minute clip, and it looks fantastic. I'm not in it though, unfortunately. I think maybe I go like, I think there's like a grunt from me in there, possibly, but it's beautiful to look at. I love the voice actors he got for Sonic Tails and Knuckles. They sound spot on. They're really good. Sound like the current voice actors for um, the Sonic Boom series. And I'm talking about the Sonic Boom TV series because the games obviously don't exist. There are no Sonic Boom games. They
Nope.
they never were Sonic Boom games. It was just your horrible imagination playing tricks on you. Yes, yes.
Exactly.
So they're great. I can't remember their names right now. I'm gonna feel bad about that later on. But yeah, Sonic Nazo Unleashed. Who knew that it would just become this thing? Um, and it was. It became a thing.
It is. It's quite popular with a lot of people, not just in the Sonic community, but outside of it as well.
Mm.
So, what was it
Yeah.
like making the jump from Flash animation to like much on a much bigger scale, like video games, like Dust and Freedom Planet?
Well, it's like a very gradual process. I mean, I'm still doing Flash stuff and I'm doing video game stuff, so it's not like I've stopped doing one or the other in service of the others. So it's like, yeah, still going with it. I guess it was like the realization that, hey, I'm getting paid real monies for doing voice acting on the video games, and it's like, oh, that's that's a neat little milestone. I'll keep that in mind. And since then, I've been doing a couple of video games here and there, and just keep going at it. I mean, it's not as dramatic a change as you might expect because you're still recording for stuff. Only at the end of it, there might be a paycheck, or there might not be a paycheck because I also do a lot of voice acting for student games, and for a lot of those, there's obviously no paycheck involved apart from the satisfaction of working with future developers in the video game field, and hopefully they won't be swallowed up by the huge corporate machine that sucks the souls out of their lives.
Hopefully not.
Yes, yes, yes. We know who we're talking. We know who those people are.
Yeah, those who must not
EA.
be named. Yeah, I didn't hear that. Nope, not on this podcast.
Yeah.
So, how do you develop your voices? Like, what were your inspiration for, like, say, your best voices?
Well, to be honest, all the voices are literally just this voice. It's just my voice. I have just one voice, and it's pretty distinct. So yeah, everything is just a variation of that, pretty much. I mean, it's either higher or lower, or I add a little bit of gravel. I just, I just act the hell out of them and just hope that people don't notice the fact that they're all one voice. But they do. They do notice that they're. I just have the one voice. I mean, I tend to focus more on characterization and then like just adding bits and pieces from everywhere to like construct the voice of that character. So, like I mentioned before, gravelly or less gravelly, or higher or lower, or just little dials. You just shift here and there. Some voice actors have more dials. I have significantly fewer, but I make do with what I have. Um, People have said that I sound like Mr. Feedy from Boy Meets World, or Kit from Knight Rider, which is cool, or even another voice actor, great voice actor, Gideon Emery. People have told me I sound a lot like Fenris from Dragon Age 2 or Balthier from Final Fantasy 12, who are both voiced by Gideon Emery, and that's it's kind of flattering to hear that. Yeah, yeah. I've actually voice matched for him for a couple of things, or one thing. Yeah, pretty neat.
It's funny. You say that you sound like a lot of people. Have you played Dust? Because there's a guy that sounds just like you in that game.
Yes, yes, I know. I sound exactly like Dust. I am actually the main character, but they had to credit you Lucian instead because it was just, it was just a thing. It was politics, man. It was politics. Yes. No. No, Lucian did a great job on that, and I was actually in the running for the main character actually as Dust. I was third or fourth down the list, and it's not. I was actually closer to the top than you might think because the first two people who were in the running for Dust actually dropped out. So it was just like between me and Lucian. It's like, oh man, maybe Lucian would drop out. Nope, nope. Lucian is here to stay. Lucian is a professional. He's totally, totally professional and awesome, and he did the job. But what could have been? What could have been? I could have been Dust. I could have been Dust. But yeah, who knows?
I guess I'll transition to this. If you could have voiced for any other video game, movie, or cartoon series, like let's say you had the power to take someone out and instead voice them, like from just about anything, what would you have gone for?
Mmm. Mmm. I don't know. I'd like to just make my own character because previously when I've replaced another person in an iconic role like Black Mage for 8-bit theater, so many people coming at me and going like, "Oh my God, you don't sound anything like the previous Black Mage." So I prefer just to never have to deal with that ever again. I do though. I do because I have replaced people on other productions, and it's always been bit weird. Some people do like what I do, and some people are just not happy with change. Um, but voiced for any other thing, what I would like to voice for would be Dust and Elysian Tale 2. I would love that for that to be a thing, because that's Dean's been busy working on many other things, including the ports of the original Dust and Elysian Tale to various platforms. It's kind of amazing that he got it to work on the iPad. I don't know how that even works, but he
That's a
did.
pretty
He got that
heavy
to work.
game for like the iPad, though.
Yeah, yeah. So I no idea how he managed to work that. Programming magic. He is a magician. I oh, what? I think the story has been told before, but basically, at one point, in the Dust and Elysian Tale development, there was a very big possibility that all the voice acting that had been recorded by Devin Mack, the voice director for Dust and Leash and Tail, all the voice acting would not go into the game because of a bug or just something in the game. The game refused to load when the voice acting samples were added, and it was really down to the wire. Dean was just like, nah, and Microsoft was like, Microsoft was breathing down his neck to get it released in time,
Hmm.
and uh, it was really touch and go for a while. There might have been no voice acting at all for Dustin Legion Tale, but then he took a nap, woke up, and wrote some code, and apparently that fixed it. So it's like, he's a he's a magician. He's just magic there. Um, what are we talking about? Dust Legion Tale 2. Yeah. If that ever gets made, I don't know. Maybe come back as Fuse or the ghost of Fuse. Maybe he comes back as his own twin brother who looks exactly like him, only possibly with an eye patch. Yeah, that'd be cool. Um, Other projects, I would love to be the Joker in something someday, someday, like the Joker as in like the Batman villain. I'm
Who
sure there are
else?
other
What
Jokers,
other
but
Joker is there?
I mean, I'm just clarifying, just in case. I would love to be involved in some a project voice directed by Andrea Romano someday. Andrea Romano being a amazing voice director and casting person who has been in the business for a very, very long time, and she's probably directed everything that you love, like Batman, the animated series. Yeah, pretty much all of the Justice League,
Hmm.
the DC animated universe TV series stuff, some of the movie stuff as well. Uh, the Jetsons movie. I don't know why I recall that. Um, she's Tiny Toons. Avatar: The Last Airbender. She's directed a whole bunch of wonderful things, and I would love to work with her, but she's retiring very soon, so I doubt that's going to happen. And yeah, that's all I can think of. Oh no, wait. If there was ever a production for Tokyo Babylon by Clamp, I would love to play Seishiro Sakurozuka. If that was ever possible, people don't probably won't know what it is, but Tokyo Babylon is great. Read the manga and watch the very short-lived anime series. Yes.
How short are we talking? Like 2 episodes, 3 episodes, or just one?
It was a two episode OAV series, so
Ah,
not really a series, more an OAV. Two OAVs, yeah.
well, that's not too bad. So, how would you say that voice acting has affected your life?
I would say voice acting is my life because I do a lot of it, that and video games. Uh, Currently, at the moment, voice acting is my only real source of income. I would not recommend doing that for people just starting out, or maybe do, because I might just be doing things wrong. It feels like, oh, I've been doing this for 17 years. I should probably be doing better at this. But, you gotta take your journey. I mean, wherever you are on the journey, you just gotta take it for what it is, and just keep going at it and see where you go from there. Because even after 17 years, I still have stuff to learn, ways to be more marketable and stuff like that, so clients can get in contact with me easily and also be able to pay me easily as well. And also have to work with the time zone thing as well. That's a big thing. That's the big problem with me working with clients overseas. Yeah.
It's always difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just blanked. No, the questions are like right in front of me here. Okay. Uh, so, what do you do on your days off when you're away from the mic?
Sadly, I am never away from the mic because the microphone is right next to my computer, and I'm usually on my computer. Either I'm doing the video games, doing a lot of video games, possibly too much video games.
You can
Uh,
never. There's never too many video games.
Mixing for the Overwatch Own series. That's a big thing. Lots of mixing for comic dubs in general, and I should be doing more script writing for Freedom Planet 2. I have been skipping out on it, but should get back on that horse because if we want that game to get released, it needs a script. It has a script, but it could use more script. More script, more writing, more cutscenes, more people talking, which is what people want from Freedom Planet. They don't actually want that, but I'm just going to do it anyway. It's all optional. It's all optional unless you want it, in which case it's not optional. You have to do it. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing if Freedom Planet 2 ever comes out. I mean, I have fans who, like, almost beg me every now and then, please, will you play Freedom Planet 2? No, Freedom Planet. Wow. They want to play a game that's never even been released.
Like, play the demo. The demo has been released. Freedom Planet 2 demo. Play as all the four lady characters for the first stage, Dragon Valley. It should be pretty fun.
I will get to it. I think, hey, you know what? Even after this interview, I might even go sit down and play it. What keeps you motivated to keep doing what you do?
Um, Force of habit. Pretty much just doing it because it's an outlet for play. It's an outlet for work. For laziness, I guess. For good, for evil. I mean, it just lets you. Voice acting just lets you explore a world of possibilities. I mean, just think of the characters as different possible yous, and you can never really get bored with that because it's just like what would have happened if I became a lizard man who was badly scarred in battle and then suddenly got flame powers because his armor gave him that. I mean, that's why would you say no to doing that? And I mean, and just like any sort of creative endeavor, it's just making a place for yourself. And sometimes that also becomes a place where other people can come in and enjoy your work. But like a lot of it is just, I'm going to record this short clip for my own amusement, and I don't necessarily have to show this to anybody else, or I can show this to a small number of people. And it's great either way because you're expressing yourself and you're having fun. And that's pretty much that's my motivation for it. Other people may find other things they want to do for voice acting that keeps them motivated, but that's mine. Also, money. I like money. So, voice acting for money. Give me money. I like money. Money, 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 money. Holla for dollar.
All right, last question I have for you. There are people out there who say that voice acting is not a real job. What would you say to those who have that perspective?
Well, they're wrong. They're dead wrong. They're dead wrong because I will find them and then they will be dead. I don't know how. I don't know how they'll die. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to kill them or anything like that. They're on my list. They're on my list. Yes, I will find you. I will find them all. Yeah. I mean, it's not a very stable job, or at least it's not stable unless you're willing to put the hours and hours of auditioning for many, many, many different things, and just possibly never getting it. It's because voice acting as a job is mostly about applying for jobs. So basically, the most hated part of any job seeking in general, of getting a job seeking, that is what voice acting is usually about. It's about applying everywhere and crossing your fingers and hope that you get to do voice acting for a project for a, possibly a couple months at most, and then going out again and looking for more. And if people say that's not a real job, then wow, I like to see you do job searching all the time because that is kind of soul draining at times. And really, if I'm providing a service and people are willing to pay for that service, then it's a job, regardless of your feelings on the matter, if it is a job or not. Provide a service, get paid for that, job. That's pretty much what it is.
It's fairly simple, I would think.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, so I think we've come to the end of this lovely little interview, right over 30 minutes. Awesome. So, firstly, Omahdon, sir, I want to thank you very much for coming on.
No worries.
Do you want to quickly plug anything before we head off? Any Twitter, social media, YouTubes, anything like that?
Well, you can follow me at on Twitter under Omahdon, Omahdon, and in fact, you can probably find me everywhere as Omahdon, Omahdon. N as in Nelly, or wait, November. Yeah. Except for some reason, there is a rapper on MySpace called Omahdon, but that's not me. I don't know why he took my name, but yeah, if you look up MySpace and there's an Omahdon there, don't trust him. It's not me. It's not me. That's not me. But I'm pretty much Omahdon everywhere else, or you can find me under Edwin Tiang. And I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Facebook, I'm everywhere. Not Instagram. Probably should get an Instagram. Not Vine because Vine is dead. Aw. But yeah, yeah.
I think that takes care of all that then. So, with that being said, thank you all for listening for this lovely little interview. Whoever I get next, who knows? I'll probably spin the wheel. I've got a lot of people lined up, surprisingly. So, with that being said, I am ToonKritic, keeping you totally tuned for your entertainment. Thank you for listening, and stay awesome.
Bye.